Okay, so let's get this going here. We're gonna play game 139 of the Phillies Super Advanced Replay from 2008 at Washington. So game one, the Phillies were victorious over the Nationals, won by a score of 6-3. Um, and what that in effect did, because Atlanta lost to Florida, the Phillies actually are in a tie for first. Hallelujah. We'll see how long it lasts, because the way that Strat PC simulates things, I already know Atlanta smashed the Marlins in the game for September 2nd. So uh, keep that in mind. The Phillies here are going to need a victory to remain tied, but clearly they are right in the thick of it right now. And that's good. It's going to make things exciting. It's going to make things maybe a little bit tense. We'll see. It should be fun. Should be. We'll see. It will be. But at Nationals Park here in on the east side, southeast side of the District of Columbia, and so we've got a game here. I'm gonna take a second to plug in my fan. Unseasonably warm. I mean, it feels like summer here in my area at the moment. It's and my cord is all tangled up on some other stuff here. Let's see if I can get this plugged in and stuff going without having any kind of like major, whoa, a bunch of dust just blew in my face. A cool breeze from right field. So yeah, we're in September. Wow, we're getting down this road. So Phillies at 76-62. They are a game ahead of their pace. So 6-game winning streak. I'll take that for what it's worth. Not sure if they're going to be able to keep this going. 5 inches of snow coming to Portland, Oregon tonight, according to Mike McAllister. So, hello, Mike. Have fun in the snow out there. I think we hit our thermometer here hit 78 today in the well, yeah, I guess this is mid-Atlantic, but still at times it's like the Northeast, and or the Northeast. And I was saying somebody at work, I will not be surprised if like March 15th we get hit with some kind of a nor'easter. But all right, so night game. I assume September 1, it was a day game at Nationals Park. Might have been Labor Day in 2008, but I don't know that for a fact. So Washington night game, September 19. It's going to be bad conditions for scoring. So ballpark singles will be 13 for lefties and 4 for righties. And then home runs, 2 for lefties and 6 for righties. So 4-0, the Phillies won this in real life, and we will get on the road here with game 2 of this 3-game series. Phillies lost 2 of 3 in real life in this as well. So they lost the first game, won the second, lost the third. Pitchers for this game, Phillies, 2 lefties here. Phillies, Cole Hamels. Did I say Coles Hamels? Cole Hamels. Boy. This warm weather is making me feel a little... Cole Hamels will be pitching for the Phillies. They're what I would say would amount to their ace. And for the Nationals, John Lannon, who not a great record, but a 3.91 ERA, holds his own. Now, I'm also going to try to stick to I've been here starting with this series. So a couple other things. September, obviously, we've got expanded rosters. So that's another thing I'm having to do here as I go along, is check and see which cards are coming up. And so for this series, I had to print out Laval, Spagner, Mike Hinckley, and actually those guys pitched in this game for Washington. So if Sharon Martis, let me see, wasn't there another pitcher that I had to print out? Did I not put it up here? Maybe I put it in with this. Luke Montz is also a. Maybe I put it down. Oh, I know why. Because it's Tyler Clippard, who is rated as a starter. I assume maybe he'll start the next game. I haven't really looked ahead. So I'm going to try and play the relief pitching relatively straight up here. I'll probably use what they used if possible, but I also feel like, like in this game, they might have used those pitchers because A, they were behind the Nationals. A, they were behind. B, they're also way out of the race, and they probably want to evaluate some talent. So anyway, let's check the Phillies lineup. Rollins at short, Utley second base, Worth in right. So a little different lineup than we're used to seeing. Howard cleanup playing at first, Burrell in left, batting fifth, and then Victorino sixth in center field, Felice third base, batting seventh, and then Ruiz eighth. Hamels batting ninth. Pitchers hitting card number 3 against John Lannon. Here we go. We're going to look off of the left side of the hitter's card when that comes up. Here, at least until there's some relief pitchers. Here's Rollins leading off. And he's batting from the right, 6-7. He will draw a walk-off Lannon. So Jesus Flores is 0 arm, and Lannon is a +3. So Utley, well, he's going to try and see if he can get a lead and maybe steal second on his own here. So 4, 5, or 6 when we add the dice, add the blue dice, and that does not work out that way. So because they're holding him, that would be a 1 to 13 chance, and so he's not gonna try to steal right now. We could try hitting and running here with Utley, but we're gonna swing away. You know what? We will hit and run with Utley. Lefty-lefty matchup. Because they're holding Rollins, he's going to be an A hit and run candidate. So it's a 9, and that is going to be a force play at second. So that'll be a 6-4, and Utley is able to beat out the throw, but that's 1 out. Now let's see, 1-9. Basically the same role if we hadn't. So anyway, Jason Worth now. Now Utley can also try to get a lead, and with Lannon's poor ability to hold, he will try. He needs a 5, gets a 7. So again, he's gonna have to stay put, and that brings. So Worth continues as at bat. It's a 9 on the D20. No base running stuff. 5-9 against a righty, grounder to short A, and that's gonna end the inning. 4 to 3. That'll be Alberto Gonzalez to Anderson Hernandez, over to first to Ronnie Belliard, and that will close out the first. No runs, no hits, nobody left. A statistician. The statistician in the house. Yeah. All right. So let's see. So we put a 0 here for the Fightins, and it will be the Nationals facing Cole Hamels. And leading off will be Anderson Hernandez, second baseman. Then it'll be Willie Harris, who led off game 1, playing in left. Ryan Zimmerman, third base. Lastings Millage in center. Then Ronnie Belliard first. Elijah Dukes in right. Jesus Flores catching. Alberto Gonzalez at short, and Lannon with pitchers hitting card numero 1. So here is Anderson Hernandez. Pretty decent card against a lefty. 210, and he's going to double. So right off the bat, Washington gets on, and it'll be Willie Harris. Let's see, what is Hernandez at? It doesn't really have any stealing numbers. Harris, not thinking about bunting here. Just going to go ahead and swing away, even though it's lefty-lefty, 212. And there is a single to left. 2 hits right off the bat off of Hamels. Hernandez, a 14. They're going to send him, and the Phillies will throw to second, keep Harris at first, and that is going to be 1-0. Willie Harris is going to try and grab a bag himself. A 5. He needs a 4 or a 6, so he can't get it. Hamels 0, Ruiz -1. He's going to just hold tight at first. Ryan Zimmerman up. Against a righty 5-6, that's a fly ball to right field. Underneath it, Worth. He makes the catch. Harris goes no further. So 1 out. Again, Harris at first. It'll be Lasting's Millage. And that's going to be a grounder to second. Utley has to dive for that. The only play will be to first. Harris will end up at second standing up, and Ronnie Belliard now with 2 outs. Got to watch out for Ronnie here. 2-11. That's a ballpark home run. 1-6 for a righty. Is it going to go? It's a 7, so that is, well, I haven't had a ballpark check in a while. That would be a ballpark check. So I got to check out, see, this is a right-hander, so left field, actually it's center field at Nationals Park. So give me a moment while I bring up Nationals Park. Center field is 10-9. I'm going to say that's a yes. Yes, you can have a robbing situation. Now, he would be out regardless, but center fielder, because that is the out range, the first number of the out range, it's going to be Victorino. And so for Victorino, he's a 1-range center fielder. It's going to be a 1-3 home run, 4-20 fly out. And it's a 19 that will be caught. And that will end the inning. So 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. Hope that made sense to everybody watching on the stream. We'll go to the second inning with the Nationals out in front, 1-0. So Ryan Howard, who has, I think, 44 home runs currently, 46 in real life. So he's right up there at his production level. So here we go, 1-9. That's going to be a 1-2 double chance. That'll be a 5, so he will single to lead off against the lefty Lannon. Howard not much of a threat to steal. Pat the bat. That's a 1-9. He strikes out, so 2 of the same roll in a row there. So 1 away, Shane Victorino. Said that like a Latin American, and he's Hawaiian, but that's okay. 3-7. He's going to hit a fly ball out to center field. Underneath it, Millage makes the catch. 2 down. At this point, let's see if Howard can get a lead here. They're not holding him on, so if he could get a lead, it would be oh boy, and he's going to get picked off. 1-5. He's safe. Oh, and he's safe. He can't get a lead, but he does come in. He gets underneath the tag, so Felice will come up with a runner on first and 2 outs. Boy, I thought he was going to get picked. He looked dead to rights there, so Felice with 2 outs. That's a walk, 6-8. Moves Howard into scoring position. And it'll be Chooch. Catcher Carlos Ruiz with 2 on and 2 outs. And the pitch. And that's going to be a grounder right back to Lannon. Lannon, easy toss to first. Belliard grabs it, and no runs on a hit. 2 left, excuse me. Bottom of the second. And it will be Elijah Dukes, right-hander, up against lefty Hamels. 4-9. That's a 1-9 single chance for the Nats. 15, he'll line out to Felice for out number 1. Next up, Jesus Flores. Righty 4-11, grounder to third base. Felice throws over to Howard in time. Out number 2, Alberto Gonzalez. Right-hander, 2 down. 3-5, and he swings and misses. That's a third strike. 1-2-3 inning for Cole Hamels. And we'll go to the third. Phillies needing a run to tie. Want more. Nationals have already gotten 1 more run than they got in this game in real life. So Hamels, the first up here in the third, then back to the top of the order. Here's Hamels. 2-11, fly ball to center. Working his way towards the ball millage for the out. Squeezes it. Jimmy Rollins. 1 down. 2-12. He is beamed with that one, so he will reach first as he rubs his arm, trying to make the pain go away. 1 out. Rollins absolutely will try and get a good lead so he can steal. He gets a 6, and so that will be good lead material. Subtract 2, add 3. It's going to be 1-19. Only a 20. He gets thrown out, so it's a 7. So he'll end up at second, and Utley will keep swinging away here, trying to tie this ball game up. And he's going to draw a walk, so the stolen base was... Maybe they pitched around Utley there. Jason Worth now, you got to watch out for him here. He has a penchant for knocking some hard. Oh boy, there's a 2, and you roll this. That means a potential passed ball. Flores is a 1-2 passed ball rating. I'm going to re-roll. It's leaning, and it's a 1. So that will be a passed ball. Both runners advance, and so here is Worth up with second and third, 1 away. Against a righty, 5-8, a grounder to second, so they would be playing with the infield back looking for an out. So a grounder to second. Second base is Hernandez, not holding Utley on, so Hernandez 2 E18, 2 and 16. That will be a... Let's see, 2 and 16, a G1, and a 6 on the E18. So a G1 with second and third, infield back, infield normal. That's going to be runners advance. So it's going to be a 4-3 run scores, and they'll tie it up. So it'll be Ryan Howard with Utley at third base and 2 down. Against the lefty, 5-10, grounder to third. Zimmerman 2 E16. If you're a Nationals fan, gotta hope for a roll that's up above a 2. And it's a 16, so that should do her. 13 on an E16. Let's double check that. No error. Makes the play over to first, and they do get the run to tie it. On no hits. All right, bottom of the third. Hey, Jeremy. So Hamels, his team ties it up for him. Sorry, my box is moving over a bit here as I keep hitting it with the dice. So let me just try and get this the best I can get it. So here is Lannon leading off, and that'll be a strikeout to start. Second strikeout for Hamels, and it'll be Anderson Hernandez, who doubled and scored in the first. 3-8, and he will get another hit. Looks like he enjoys hitting off of left-handers. 333 average in a short stint here with the Nationals. So Hernandez doesn't run, but he might get a wild pitch here from Hamels. No, he won't, because Hamels has a 0 wild pitch rating. 1-9 strikes him out. So Harris goes down, and now with 2 outs, it'll be Ryan Zimmerman looking to move the runner along there, maybe score him. 3-10, that's a single to center. Hernandez is going to hold tight with 2 outs. Doesn't want to make the final out at third. So first and second with 2 down. Here is Lasting's Millage. Against a righty, 5-3 grounder to Howard. This could be trouble. 4 range, and let's see, is he holding Zimmerman? No. So not holding Zimmerman. 4E20, 4 and a 15. He gets it. That's half the battle. Now the E20 and a 14. And he makes the play. E20, and he's got 15, 17, 18. All right, so Howard underhands it, and no runs on 2 hits for the Nationals. Okay, top of the 4th. Pat the Bat Burrell will be facing John Lannon here. Against a righty 6-7, he's going to draw a walk. Burrell gets his share of those. Bring up the Flying Hawaiian, Shane Victorino. Five, 7. That's a single to left, and Burrell will coast into second and hold tight. So first 2 on for the Phillies, and Pedro Feliz will come up. Could think about bunting here, but you got the bottom of the lineup coming up. Probably not good to waste an out here, especially, you got Hamels, the 3rd batter, in here. So Feliz does hit into some double plays. 4-7 against a righty. That's a strikeout. And Carlos Ruiz. 2-8, and speaking of double plays, Lannon will start this one. He throws back to Hernandez and over to Belliard for the inning-ending double play. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Bottom of the 4th. Hey, Derek. Okay, so bottom of the 4th, Phillies and Nationals tied at 1. Phillies tied with the Braves for the NL East lead right now, and they need well, actually, they're half a game behind. They need a win to keep pace. Ronnie Belliard against Hamels. Against righty 5-5, strikes him out. Hamels gets the better of him. Elijah Dukes. 4-3, a grounder to Feliz. 2E12. 2-2, and that's going to be a single. Bad luck there for the Phillies. And an E12 and 10. Not an error, but that will be a single for Dukes. And Dukes is going to try to get a 1-out good lead Needs 2, 3, 4, or 5 on the total. Gets an 8, so no, he's not going to. Well, let's see. Will he go? They're going to hold him, so that means that he goes down to 9. And you subtract 1 for Ruiz, that's an 8. So a 40% chance he's going to have to just hold tight here. Jesus Flores. Catchers, double play balls sometimes, but he's also got a fair amount. That's a fly ball to right field. That's going to be Jason Worth, a 2E3. 2 and 5 in the outfield. And he does, that's an F2. So he does make the, or he gets to it now. The E3 and a 13. He grabs it for the out, and Dukes will stay at first. So with 2 outs, let's see, with Alberto Gonzalez, there are a lot of singles and doubles. And the pitcher coming up. So Dukes, if you recall, he was being held. He's a 40%, 1-8. Going to try to get a lead here, or he's not going to try to get a lead. He's going to try to steal with Gonzalez. Not much opportunity for scoring Dukes here. A couple of double rolls possibly, but let's see what happens. 1-8, and it's a 20. He's caught stealing, and that will end the inning. So National fans probably would not be thrilled with that decision as far as the result goes, but I think if you get him to second, he's got a great chance of scoring. So so Lannon will come back out here, top of the 5th, and will face Hamels. So pitcher's hitting card number 3, and Hamels strikes out. Still tied at 1, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. J-roll. (3-7) gives you a 1-3 single chance for Rollins. And an 11 will be a liner. It'll be caught by Zimmerman. Pretty soft liner, easy play for him. Chase Utley, 2 outs. 3-6, a 1-7 triple. And that's going to be a fly ball to center, 1-2-3 for Lannon. So he kind of comes back here in the 5th after some struggles in the 4th. Walk and a hit, comes right back and knocks him down in order. So here we go with Hamels, bottom of the 5th. It's going to be Gonzalez leading off. 5-7, that's a fly ball to center field, and that'll be out number 1. And Lannon will be up. He's pitching pretty decent, and it's a tie ball game. He will hit here. Pitcher's hitting card number 1. 6-2, a 1-2 single chance off Hamels. Ballpark, or it's a correction factor. 1-2, and it's a 11. Line out to Rollins. No trouble for him there. And it'll be Anderson Hernandez, top of the order. 2 for 2, double and a single. 6-8, and against a switch hitter righty, that's going to be 1-13 double, and it's an 8. So 2 doubles for him, 3 for 3. A good evening here for Hernandez, and Willie Harris with a chance to score him. Give him the lead if he can get one past the infield here out into the grass. 3-3, and Phillies catch a break on this one. That is an anti-clutch roll. That is got the horseshoe, and that's going to be a pop-up that is caught by second baseman Utley to end the inning. So big break there for the Phils. They get out of that without damage. And I'm going to get something to quench my thirst. I'm going to take a short break here in the top of the 6th. We just crossed the 30-minute mark, so we're making pretty good time. And that's after a relatively long soliloquy to start. So Worth, top of the sixth, facing Lannon. 1-1 game here at Nationals Park in the Anacostia District. 2-9. This one is way back and out of here. Jason Worth carpet bombs the place and just takes it deep and gone, and the Phillies take a 2-1 lead on the 2-9 shot from Worth, and that changes things up a bit. Lannon, a 6-inning weakness guy. They're going to get Spiegner up. He is a right-hander. Hinckley's a lefty, so we'll have them both ready to go. I might flip the order depending on whether there's a lefty or righty up, but it'll be Howard here. 5-9 lefty, grounder to Anderson Hernandez, and Hernandez throws to first for the out. 1 down. Lannon trying to gather himself. Pat the bat. Knows a lot about that, and he's going to draw a walk, and so Lannon's time is drawing short in this game. Shane Victorino. Switch hitter. They'll leave him in here. Leave Lannon in. See if he can maybe induce a double play. Got to be quick with Victorino, though. 4-9, batting from the right. Grounder to short. X. So they're not holding Burrell. That's going to mean Gonzalez is a 2-E8. 2-11 is going to be a G1. That will be a double play ball as long as he makes the play. 9 on an E8 is going to be a 6-4-3 double play. But they do get the go-ahead run on Worth's solo bomb. And we will hit the bottom of the sixth. Ryan Zimmerman. I don't know how I moved Zimmerman's card, but I did. All right. Hamels facing righty Zimmerman. And that's going to be a fly ball, and Victorino will have no issues with that. Navigates the lights and makes the catch. Lasting's Millage. 2-9. That's going to be a single. That'll be his first hit of the game. Millage with some speed on the base pass. He will try and get a lead here with 1 out. But a 7, that's not going to get the job done for that. And with them holding him on, it'll be Ronnie Belliard. And he's going to draw a walk, so that's going to move the runner into scoring position. So first and second as Millage takes the base at second. And it'll bring up Elijah Dukes, who singled in the fourth. And the Phillies are going to have to start thinking about maybe some help here out of the pen. They're going to get Durbin and Romero up. And so Dukes is going to face Hamels with the runners at first and second and 1 away. Against a righty, 6-7. This is a grounder to second. Let's see. They are holding Millage, and Dukes is a righty. So that's going to make Utley a 3-E14. 3-12. That will be a G2. They'll only get the force at second. And that's as long as he doesn't give up an error, and he doesn't. So that'll be a 4-6, fielder's choice. Millage moves to third. And that'll bring up Jesus Flores with runners at the corners and 2 outs. And Hamels, they're going to try to give him this 6th, see if he can work his way out of this. So Flores with 2 outs. 2-6, 1-11 home run. Oh, bad roll there for him. It's going to be a double, but that's going to score at least the tying run and maybe the go-ahead. So hung on to Hamels a little too long. And Elijah Duke to 14. They're going to... Boy, you got a choice here between Gonzalez. They're going to send Dukes because the Phillies are going to... They figure the Phillies will go to the bullpen. They're going to send Dukes. 14. Let's let's see, he was he being held? I think he was. Yes. So so there were runners at the corners, so that goes from a 16 down to a 15, and it's to center. So Victorino -3, 1 to 12, I think is so. 14 up to 16, down to 15, then -3, down to 12. 1 to 12 chance to score. Flores will take third on the throw. And it's a 15. He is thrown out, so only the tying run comes. They will, it'll be an 8-6-2 out. That's how it'll be scored. That will be it for the inning. They do get the tying run, though, as Flores drives in millage, but Duke's trying to play it fast and, well, I don't want to say fast and loose, but play it a little bit aggressively, especially with, I mean, Gonzalez's card against righties is still pretty decent, but it's not quite as good as with lefties. So let's see. So Lannon is not quite done yet. Top of the 7th. 2-2 game here at Nationals Park, and it'll be Pedro Feliz leading it off. 5-8, grounder to Hernandez, 2E18. 2 and a 5, he will get to it. G3 and a 6 on E18 makes the play for out number 1. Carlos Ruiz, 0 for 2. Another 5-8. That's another grounder to Hernandez. 2E18 and a 6. He'll get to it, and then a 5. He's going to make the play. With no runners on, the rare play isn't going to make a difference, and so the Phillies are going to have to pinch hit for Hamels here. And one moment as I check the box score, I'm going to see what kind of order they did for their pinch hitters. They didn't end up needing a pinch hitter in real life. So against the lefty, they're going to go with 2 outs. They're going to bring in Sotaguchi. And yeah, the Nationals will match. So they're going to bring out Lannon. They're going to go with Mike Hinckley, a September call-up here, so a little bit of course, he actually pitches pretty well in this replay. If you look at his card, it's actually pretty darn decent. So, you know, not too shabby. So Hinckley is going to pitch in the 7th. The Phillies will counter that with, they're going to use Andy Tracy in this position. So we're going to make a double line there so that we know that they use 2 guys. So Tracy against Hinckley with 2 outs. 4-4 against a lefty. Catcher X. Flores a 4E2. 4 and 18 is a grounder. Ooh, and a 16. That might be an error. Let's see. He is an E2. And 16. Nope. He still makes the play. So 2-3 ends the inning. So no runs. No hits, no errors. Hinckley gets the job done. And the Phillies with Gonzalez coming up are going to have to make a switch. So they will go with right-hander Chad Durbin here. They had Romero as their first relief pitcher in real life, but with a righty up, we're going to skip to the second guy, which is Durbin, and we'll use Romero when a lefty comes up, when it makes sense. So Alberto Gonzalez leading off. 3-8, that's going to be a pop-up at Utley, and Utley will catch that for the out. Now, pinch hitter, so Hinckley will face that one batter and be done. They will pinch hit with, let's see, we're gonna steer, let's see, well, I think he's better. We're gonna go ahead and they're gonna bring in Aaron Boone. That's who they used first. So Boone will face Durbin with one out. Against a righty 4-7, he's going to draw a walk, so that works out all right. Not much of a stolen base threat. Brings up Anderson Hernandez, switch hitter. Against a lefty 4-5, guess what? That's going to be a ground ball to Utley. Utley over to Rollins, over to Howard at first, and that will end the inning. So no runs, no hits, and one left. Boone will go back on the pile. And they'll keep Romero up because Willie Harris is going to lead off the 8th. So with the top of the order coming up, they're going to use, let's see, we're gonna make a little bit of we're gonna go a little well, I'm gonna go a little unconventional here because the score effects are different. Let's see, they used Manning last game for how many batters? 4 batters. Him and Hinkler are the only lefties, so thinking about what we're going to do is we're going to bring in Garrett Mock for the Nationals as a long reliever. He was actually the 3rd pitcher that came in. So that's the strategy that we will use for the Nationals here, is that they're going to try and save some of their pitchers for if they catch a lead. So Rollins will lead off here against Mock. 2-7 against a righty, grounded to first, and Belliard will beat Rollins to the bag, chase Utley, 1 out. 2-8, grounder to Gonzalez. He throws over to first for the out, and it'll bring up Jason Worth with 2 down. 4-10 against a righty, and he strikes him out. So a good inning for Mock. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th, and we will go ahead and use J.C. Romero here. Not so good against righties, but can hold his own against lefties. So here's Willie Harris going to lead off against Romero. And it's going to be a grounder to Utley. Utley takes 2 steps to the left, throws, makes the play. Zimmerman, 1 for 3 with a single. 1-4, that's grounded to Felice, and Felice, no problems there. Out number 2, Lastings Millage. 2-3, ballpark single. 1-4 for a righty. 13, that's going to be a liner to short. 1-2-3. Well, looking like I don't want to say anything, but looks it's tied at 2 right now, and neither team is really doing much. Garrett Mock will face Ryan Howard here, top of the 9th, against a lefty 5-6. That is trouble at 1-10 double. 16, that'll be a single, but the go-ahead run is on, and it'll be bring up Pat Burrell. Howard at first against the righty Mock. 4-6 against a righty. Grounder to second. This could be a 2-ball. 2E18. 2 and 6. That will be a. They're not holding Howard on, so this is a. They get the lead runner. Burrell will beat this out, unless there's an error, and a 14 on an E18. No error, but they do get the lead runner. 4-6. Fielder's choice. Brings up Victorino. And we haven't had too many. That's going to be a potential balk against Mock. 1-9 and a 17, so that's not going to happen. Victorino. 4-11 against a lefty. Fly ball to right field. Going to check Dukes 2E13. 2 and 14. He will get under that for a what would be an F2 chance. So no advance if he doesn't make an error. E13 and 6. Right field, E13 and 6. That's going to be an error. So he's going to reach on an E9, and it's going to be first and second. The go-ahead run at second base with 1 out. And I'll bring up Pedro Feliz. And Phillies are gonna now they're gonna let Pedro Feliz hit. It's kind of tough to put Dobbs in here at this point. So here we go. Pedro Feliz, 4-5 righty, strikes him out. So that's 2 outs. Runners at first and second, and Carlos Ruiz coming up. And they're going to go ahead and bring in a. They're going to bring in Coast to pinch it for him. So Chris Coast, a little better hitter. 2 outs. 3 column would be huge for the Phillies right now. 5-6 against a righty, strikes him out. And I don't know if that'll be it for Mock or not, but that is a 0 in the top of the 9th. We'll go to the bottom. Coast will remain in the game at catcher. And the Phillies will turn to, let's see. Well, they used Lidge in real life, but Lidge is absolutely unavailable in this game. So they are going to. So here we're going to start freelancing in a bit. It's going to be Cianez, who didn't get to pitch in the last game, even though he pitched in real life. So it'll be Cianez for the Phillies. Facing Belliard, Dukes, and Flores. So Belliard to lead off. Against a righty 4-7, he draws a walk, so the leadoff runner on. They will hold Belliard, so that's going to make it a little tougher on him. He's going to try to see if he can get a lead here. He needs a 7. And it doesn't get it. Cianez, but they are holding him, so that keeps him from getting the second steal number to be any higher. So Dukes with a runner at first. 5-10 against a righty grounder to short. This could be a double play. They are holding Belliard. Duke's a righty, though, so it'll still be 1 E8 for Rollins. 19, that's going to be a double play as long as he doesn't get a high number, and he does. 6-4-3 is the scoring on that, and with 2 outs, it'll bring up Jesus Flores. So Cianez induces a double play. Flores, and that's going to be a strikeout. So we're going to go to extras. Free baseball for all. We are at the 51-minute mark, and they're going to keep Mock in the game. Mock has pitched pretty well so far. The worst, he had a single, but an error hurt him. But the pitcher's spot is up, and the Phillies are going to use Greg Dobbs in this situation. They do have Matt Stairs available, and let's see, who is their other? Charlie Manning. Well, they're gonna make the switch here, and let's see, are they gonna make a double switch? No, they'll just use Manning for the 1 inning. So they're gonna go ahead and do that. So they will, after Dobbs is announced, they're gonna bring in Manning, lefty, situational guy, and Phillies are gonna sit Dobbs. And we'll go to Eric Bruntlett. So they've used a couple places in here. They've done a switch, so they're going to go with Bruntlett against Manning. 4-9 against a righty. Normal home run. I don't think Bruntlett has that kind of power. He doesn't. 1-16 will be a single. 17-20 double. It's a 17, so Bruntlett leads off with a double, pinch hit double, and it's going to bring up Rollins. They're going to have to stick with Manning here for now because, well, they don't have to, but they want him up there for Utley and Howard. That's kind of the reason they brought him in here. So Rollins, C. Bunter could, against the lefty, we're going to go ahead and let him hit with a runner at second. 2-11, grounder to first, runner will advance, so he moves him over. That's going to be a 3-1 as Manning comes over. So Bruntlett to third base, and they're going to play the infield in for Utley. So here's why they leave Manning in. 4-11 against a lefty. Ballpark home run, but fortunately for them, this is a park where the ballpark home run is not going to hurt you too much, but this would be a sacrifice fly with a runner at third. But 1-2 on the ballpark home run here for a lefty. A 2 would be a robbing situation, but a 1 would be a home run. 13, that will be a fly ball B. That's going to be a sacrifice, and that will be to right field. In comes Bruntlett to score, and the Phillies will take a 3-2 lead, and they will get Ryan Madsen up in the pen to try and close this. He's the only closer they have available that's worth his salt in this game. So with 2 outs now and nobody on, it'll be Jason Worth against Manning. 5-8 against a righty. A 1 would be a triple. It's a 20. That'll be a fly ball to center to end the inning, but they do get a run. And the Nationals are going to need a run off Ryan Madsen to keep this game alive. And let's see, do the Phillies have any options for the outfield? Well, I think we're going to get a little creative here, maybe. Let's see. What do we got? Just a slight creativity here. So it's going to be Madsen in the 9 hole. Burrell is going to be removed for Greg Golson, playing in center field. He is he's rated, well, he's 2E20. Are we going to do that? Well, that's our only move we have. We've taken out Bruntlett. Let's see. Well, you know what, Bruntlett? Tell you what, we're gonna change our tactic here. We haven't announced anything yet, so this is what we can do. Bruntlett is going to come in and play left field for Burrell, and we're going to put Madsen in the 5 hole. So that will be it for Burrell. Actually, let's put that line over here. Okay, so it'll be Gonzalez. Now let's see what the let's see. They will go with. Do they have Ryan Langerhans will lead off here? They're going to remove Alberto Gonzalez, and they're going to use Langerhans. Pinch hit here against Madsen. So lefty. They've got some left-handed bats here to use against Madsen. We'll see if they make a difference. 3-3 against a righty. That's a grounder to short, and that will be Rollins for the out, for out number 1. Now the pitcher spot. We're going to use Christian Guzman here. Switch hitter. Okay, and because it's a 1-run lead and because it's a closing situation, Madsen now, the next hit or walk that he gives up will initiate weakness. So we have to keep that in mind. So 1 out, and it will be Guzman. 6-4 batting from the left, a grounder to third. That's going to be Felice 2E12. High number, please. 11 will work. E12 and 11. Oh no, I think that's trouble. No, E12 and 12 is trouble. That is going to be an out for out number 2. And Anderson Hernandez. He's got some hits there. What's his average on his card? 333. Got a bunch of singles. Now, he doesn't have any of the 7s. What do we have for guys with a hit in the 7s spot? We got Nieves, but he's righty. Not or. Corey Casto could walk from it. Stick with switch hitter Hernandez. So 2 outs. Nobody on, and it'll be Anderson Hernandez trying to keep this game alive for the Nationals. 6-9 against a lefty. That is going to be a 1-9 double, otherwise a single. That'll be a single, but the bigger ramification is now all of the dots become single 2 stars. So Hernandez does not have a running rating, and they're going to hold him, even though, so with 2 outs, well, actually, they're not going to hold him. They don't really need to hold him, right? Because what's there to hold? So Willie Harris with 2 outs, lefty. And Madsen delivers. 5-6. And he hits a fly ball in the center. That will be caught by Victorino. Game over. Madsen gets another save. He's actually getting a few more than in real life because of Lidge being a little overplayed. And Madsen's going to get the save there as the Phillies are victorious in 10. 3-2 is your final. And didn't need to play the Matt Stairs card, which isn't bad. It's nothing really to write home about, except he's already got a home run. But yeah, what a game. So they're going to keep the 7th win in a row. They keep pace with the blasted Braves, who, I'm not sure if I've said this on the channel, but they are 17 games ahead of their pace in real life. I mean, it's an amazing change, or a change of fortune because of this replay. Now, I think I did mention that Escobar is playing out of his mind, which is fine. Let me check. I got to catch up on the comments here. I didn't pay much attention to you. Al is playing a game himself. Sorry, Al. I guess I might have trumped you. It was a 5-6, wasn't it? Pretty sure it was a 5-6. Anybody else see that? I think it was a 5-6. I think I said 5-6. I think I said it was a 5-6, and I'm pretty sure it was. If it's a 4-6, sure it would be. It would definitely. I mean, I don't have any way to go back and look. Did I move the dice? Well, it says 4-6 there. If it's a 4-6, it's a single. Right? Let me see. Well, it's a walk, actually, which is not quite as bad. The dice in the tray say 4-6. Maybe you're right. I thought I saw 5-6, but maybe I'm wrong. Now I'm messed up. I can't tell. I mean, I don't have any way to go back and look until after the video's over. I mean, it sucks. I guess what I could do is I could play it out as if it was. Yeah, I mean, I can play this as if it were, and then when Zimmerman gets a hit, then it'll be tied up, and then I guess we'll just have to keep going, right? I mean, well, let's do it. Let's do it. Who was coming up? Let me see. Yeah, I mean, I can roll it both ways and then go back and check and see how things turn out here. If it's a walk, I mean, I can do this right here. We can put a W, and I can just do this. I mean, I'm gonna have to come back another time if this ends in any way other than what happened, probably. But I can. Okay, we got Zimmerman here. We still have Madsen. If it's 4-6, it's a walk because Harris was a lefty. So I mean, let's make sure we do this right. I can't remember. I thought it was 5, but I could be wrong. And if I am, and the dice were laying in there 4-6, so that makes me think that it was probably true. And I don't know where I saw it, because I saw a 5. Now this was laying 5 in there. Maybe I saw that, but that shouldn't make any difference. So let's go with Zimmerman with 2 outs and see what happens. 2 on, 2 outs. Probably will get a single here. 2-4. That's a fly ball to 2-4, 2-4. Fly ball to left, and that will end the game. So I will go back and check and figure out which it is. 2-4, 2-4. Okay. If it's 5-6, fly ball to center. If it's 4-6, it was a walk that moved Hernandez to second. But then the 2-4 will end it. So we got it either way, it looks like. But in any regard, that was a mistake. If it was a mistake on my part, I apologize. I think anybody who has played this game, Larry thinks I made it right, so I probably did. I probably messed it up. Anybody who's played this game knows that it's well, I don't know how many of you have played when you've had people watching you. I mean, the nice thing about that, if you have someone face to face, is they're going to give you an immediate, you know what, look at that again, Earl. You know, and here we have sort of a short delay, and I didn't even have the chat window up right when I did that, because I was trying to check who had been used. So, but I don't know. I think you see so many dice come across here that it's easy to just botch them on occasion. But and for a while there, it was coming up in the comments. Fortunately here, it doesn't change the result, but it doesn't necessarily, I mean, it makes me worry that there are times that happens other times, and, you know, there's not much. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. I'm trying to put things back together so I can play my next game another time, and yeah, I'm hoping that for the most part I got the rules right in real life. I know that there have been times I've gone back and watched my own videos, and I've watched other people's videos, and they get comments too. Yeah, Joel. Yeah, I know that you're just, I mean, I've done that. When I first started watching Tabletop Earl's videos, you know, I left comments, and it's cool. I mean, it's cool to do that. We want to get this right. I mean, I want to get it right. I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want someone to watch the channel here and say, "Oh man, what's he doing?" You know, we want to get this right. I mean, and I think if I can't guarantee what would have happened if Zimmerman. I can guarantee what would have happened. I probably would have had to put this away for the night, because things are starting to get a little late here where I'm at, and I work very early hours for the most part. But yeah, I don't think I'd be able to do like a 12 or 13 inning game tonight, just because I got started kind of late. But I mean, yeah. Anyway, I'm glad that I'm hoping that there aren't any others that were out of whack along the way. I didn't get a chance to follow all of them. Let's see, Matt McClellan. We're going extra. How dare you go extra? Isn't there a time limit? Speed up the game. Oh, so Matt McClellan probably isn't here anymore. I wish I would have seen the comment. That would have. Yeah, I get up at 4:45 there, Larry. So you and I are both. I don't know how many other early risers we have. I've seen Combat Painter play games pretty early as well, but I would have liked to have said, welcome Matt McClellan here into the chat room, and any others who are hanging around here. But I do like to try and make it a point to say hello to those who are here for the first time, or what I've perceived to be the first time. We usually have, what do we have here? We only have 3 left, but they were up to 8 or 9 or 10, and a lot of times there'll be that many, and there aren't many commenters, and so I don't know how many of you are 5:45 in the morning there. So you're in Great Britain or something, Joel? Something like that? Maybe I'm wrong. That's a 6-hour, probably, because, or maybe, I was gonna say maybe South Africa. I don't know. I'm not sure because I'm used to seeing like the 7 o'clock. Like 7:30 start time for English Premier League games when they're shown over here on this side of the pond. And so to me that's like a 6-hour difference. So 5:45, that would mean 11. So it's 10. So that seems a little off for England. So I'm just trying to place where you are, Joel. Maybe, but it's okay if you don't get a chance to respond. That's cool. But appreciate you chiming in. I'm definitely not trying to like limit people calling mistakes, but it was the last roll, and it kind of sucks when you make a mistake on the last roll, especially when it's something that's relatively easily, when it's the last roll, it's really easy to fix, But okay, let's call it a night. Thanks again. Appreciate the likes for the videos. I'm going to keep trying to put out maybe every other game in this series. Again, I'm trying. My theory here towards the end is I want to give those who have watched this series pretty religiously sort of the final videos. And again, we will make some choices as far as how we do playoff with this, how we do the playoffs. If it's just going to be the Phillies, if it will be every team, I don't know. Yeah, good night, Joel. Thanks for being around. Thanks, Larry and Tribe Fan, if he's still there. Saw Mike McAllister earlier, Derek, for all you guys who stick with me even when I've got my flaws and my blow-ups. We're here to have fun, and it's fun now. I mean, the Phillies are right there, and it's could get tense, but could also be pretty fulfilling if they can actually pull through. So good night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on the 2008 Phillies Super Advanced as played replay. God bless everybody, and good night.